What recent movies will be considered classics 25 years from now? There are going to be a lot of disappointed people just by looking at some movies in this thread. I wanted to say Saving Private Ryan. That movie is already 23 years old. Ex Machina edit. Get the 4K copy, it's beautiful. The Grand Budapest Hotel. I hope people keep loving No Country for Old Men. The Nice Guys will be a cult classic. 100-Foot Journey. 1. An extraordinary cooking movie. 2. Lasse Hallström directed with the perfect cast. I hope The Nice Guys becomes the classic it deserves to be. It's one of the few movies from recent years I still think of. Arrival totally changed what we usually expect. Children of Men. The cinematography, the acting, and a unique story, by Hollywood standards. ITT Redditors post their favorite movies without any regard for the actual question. Hereditary. Ari Aster breathed new life into the horror genre. Inception and Black Swan I think will make it into that level. But they're not super recent. Get Out I think will enter into the classic horror movie place. The Captain America movies will become dad classic movies. Which, while not exactly what you're asking, I feel should be acknowledged. Arrival I think will also make it that level. Whiplash Nightcrawler. Coco. Legitimately one of the best Disney animated films, and that's saying a lot. Jojo Rabbit. Interstellar. Sicario. Knives Out. It was politically relevant without being heavy-handed, and was right in the vein of the classic murder mystery genre which has a long history. Going by some of these answers, I'm going to pick a recent movie and say, Blazing Saddles. I think time will remember Logan more fondly than any other superhero flick of this era. The Hunt with Mads Mikkelsen. Great cinematography and acting. Several nerve-wracking scenes. The slow burn and small-town dynamic really add up well to the storyline. I can't help but watch it every other year and it always works like watching the first time. The Dark Knight. It's weird and makes me feel old to say this because it's not recent anymore, but I think Tropic Thunder is one of the greatest comedy films of all time. There will be blood, beautifully scripted, acted and written historical reflections. Into the Spider-Verse is already one of the greatest animated movies of all time. Arrival Grand Budapest Hotel spotlight her Nightcrawler. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Probably the best horror comedy movie ever made. Inside Out. Mad Max. Fury Road is arguably the greatest action movie ever made, and thanks to its practical effects it should hold up really well to time, since CG tends to age poorly. 250 Years in the Future. Jack and Jill by Adam Sandler is considered par excellence for entertainment throughout the 21st century. People would take hundreds of thousands of copies of the movie and bury them deep within underground mines in order to appease the gods with a worthy sacrifice. Paddington and Paddington 2 Dunkirk and 1917 are two of the best war films I've ever seen, both released in the last 5 years. Also, Hereditary, Blade Runner 2049, and I'll go out on a limb and predict the new Dune movie as well. Blade Runner 2049 The Revenant. I really hope Kingsman stands the test of time. Dredd, 2012, with Karl Urban. 1917. Hopefully Jojo Rabbit. It instantly became one of my favorite films the first time I saw it. Little Miss Sunshine. What We Do in the Shadows. Easily one of the funniest movies made in the past 20 years. Inception The Edge of Tomorrow Shaun of the Dead Mean Girls 30 years from now the next generation would watch these movies and rave about it the way we rave about Blade Runner, Groundhog Day, The Evil Dead, and Breakfast Club. Jojo Rabbit is a good recent one. The Fall, 2006. Not super recent, I admit, but it's unlike any other movie and it's brilliant and weird, and if they ever put it on any streaming services, it's not on anything right now, even iTunes, it would be way more well-known. Here's the trailer. https://youtube.be/otten5zup underscore IA. I think Mad Max Fury Road is going to be very well remembered, especially amongst action fans. Baby Driver. Great score, great action, choreo, even better story. Some of the actors have shown their true colors and are not the best, but it's the art that matters, so all the things that tie that movie together will make it a classic. District 9. I feel like depending on who you ask, Parasite would already be considered a classic, but I feel like it's one of the easier choices. Honorable mentions to Paddington 2, Get Out, and For Some Lighthouse. 3. John Wick. Which ones, you may ask? All of them. Wes Anderson's work is going to be studied for years, my personal faves being Moonrise Kingdom, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Island of Dogs. I'd also argue that this small list will be classics. The King of Staten Island, The Platform, Interstellar, The Wolf of Wall Street, Fight Club, Inception, Mad Max Fury Road, Blade Runner 2049, Django Unchained, Whiplash, Arrival, The Social Network, Nightcrawler, Moonlight, Her, Ex Machina, Hell or High Water, Baby Driver, Sicario, Moneyball, The Florida Project, and even the anime film Your Name. If you haven't seen any of these, take the time and go for it. I promise you'll at least be somewhat entertained, if not completely hooked. Edit. This is not at all an exhaustive list. There's so many more great movies I've seen or haven't that should be on the list as well. Another I just remembered as Super 8. I'm gonna go ahead and say Gone Girl. Call Me by Your Name, Manchester by the Sea, Flipped, The Witch, Another Round, The Wolf of Wall Street, Inception. I think Jojo Rabbit will be on the list. The script, actors, direction and cinematography are on point. It has a lot of humor and heartbreak. I think a lot of people were put off by the role Hitler plays in the movie. For starters, he doesn't really look like Hitler. Secondly, he often acts as comedic relief. If you haven't seen the movie, it already sounds very strange. Emo, it works though. The movie is about a young, easily impressed boy and his experience in the war. It isn't Hitler, it's his idea of the great leader and his best friend everyone keeps hyping. As a non-fan of this series, Lord of the Rings. I was never a fan of the genre, but the movies are so epic it's hard to say no. Edit. 20 years does not make something a classic. 20 years is a soft barrier you need to survive to even be considered a classic. I think people throw the word classic around too casually. We can rule out Cats very easily. Baby Driver was really good, but I don't see it becoming a classic. Maybe a cult classic or something similar. It deserves it. Arrival for sure. It's such a unique and intelligent story about communication and collaboration that has gotten better with each viewing. Then there's the brilliant roll of time in the story, which is unlike any other take I've seen. Amy Adams carries, but the rest of the cast does a good job, especially Forest Whitaker. People don't talk about it enough, but I hope Arrival will be remembered. The Among Us movie. Nothing with a superhero in it. From the last couple years. Midsommar and Roma. My Octopus Teacher will be a classic documentary. The Lighthouse. Perhaps a cult classic, but The Lighthouse. Klaus will absolutely be considered a Christmas classic. Shutter Island. The Nice Guys with Ryan, the Goose, Gosling and Russell, fightin' round the world crow. It was basically overlooked when it came out, but it's one of the best films of the past decade. It's hilarious, the action is fun and light, and the writing and direction, thanks, Shane Black, are unparalleled. Check it out. I'm just going to say what everyone is thinking. Nacho Libre. The film is a masterpiece. It finds a perfect balance between comedy and depth. The script is masterful, balancing Jack Black's wit with serious ethical questions. The central quandary of the film is based on the gray space between good and evil. Can you do something evil under your moral system for the benefit of the moral system? Upon watching it again recently, however, I realized it is also an incredible piece of art. The production value is crisp. The framing and lighting in every shot is well above what you would expect from a comedy. The way they use natural framing within the set, Jack Black's love for standing in doorways, to the use of ingenious lighting, nothing short of brilliance. Nacho Libre is a masterclass work of art, comedy, and drama that I think can easily become a classic that will be rewatched for ages. There will be Blood, The Dark Knight, Coraline, How to Train Your Dragon, The Avengers, Endgame, La La Land, Mad Max, Fury Road. For people that like A24 movies and those kind of movies in general, I think The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe will be up there. Not sure if considered a film, but Bo Burnham's inside. I don't think any other piece of media captured the feeling of being in lockdown any better. The Dark Knight. The movie is perfection. Django Unchained. Whiplash Arrival. Thanks for watching. See you later.